On one of my recent videos, a person with a YouTube handle named CNC Obsession said that we should put body cameras on all politicians. I have to say, I think that is a great idea. So I started doing some research. Is anyone really talking about this? The earliest thing I saw was from azcentral.com 6 years ago asking, why not? And then a petition on change.org from 5 years ago that only had 35 supporters. And 2 years ago, a Republican state assemblyman from Illinois actually introduced a state bill that would require politicians to wear body cams. That died without ever being voted on or taken seriously, of course. So what do you guys think? Should politicians have to be on record while they're at work? Would it stop cronyism? Would it stop corruption? Would it let us know who these people really are? Or would it just make politicians do their dirty work on their own time? We all know that when you see Mitch McConnell or Nancy Pelosi standing in front of a microphone, they're putting on an act. That's not who they really are. It's a version they've created that's based loosely on themselves they're trying to sell to the American public. We all know that, and they know that we all know that. Now, wouldn't you like to see who these people really are? I mean, could you imagine the kind of stuff we'd see on a politician's body cam footage? Of course, they would immediately become those people we see in front of the cameras, virtue signaling and lying on what they really think about issues. But we would see where and how some of these monstrous 1,000-page bills are created. We'd see the staffer coming into the senator's office saying, here's the bill that you ordered. Here's the bill these lawyers wrote for you. We'd see that even the person who sponsors the bill doesn't even really know what's in it. We'd see the absurdity that has become Washington, D.C. Maybe we would find out why people call the Senate Minority Leader Cocaine Mitch, or why the Speaker of the House sometimes seems 3 sheets to the wind. And could you imagine all the infidelity that would be exposed? Congressman Eric Swalwell had an affair with a Chinese spy. Of course, he's still somehow on the Intelligence Committee. But I bet he wouldn't be if there was video of him putting the moves on an undercover Chinese intelligence officer. And I bet his wife Brittany would like to see the evidence as well. Or what about Bill Clinton in the Oval Office? You would never look at cigars the same way again. Now, of course, there would have to be some things that aren't recorded. There would have to be classified meetings because of the type of information they're discussing. Conversations with foreign leaders that wouldn't be recorded. But the day-to-day negotiations over legislation and who these people meet with should be on record. Congress often has to vote on a bill that they don't even have the time to read.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Honestly, that should be enough to make the American public say, no way, we can't support something you haven't even read. But imagine a video of Rand Paul asking Nancy Pelosi why we're spending $800,000 on a study to see if Japanese quail are more sexually promiscuous on cocaine.
This is over $800,000 to study whether or not Japanese quail are more sexually promiscuous on cocaine. I'm not making this up. $800,000 of taxpayer money to study whether Japanese quail are more sexually promiscuous on cocaine. You think we could have just polled the audience? You think we could have just said, what do you think? Because that's sort of the answer. The answer is yes.
Even though Dr. Paul brings this kind of stuff up on the Senate floor, no other politician ever has to answer for it. But maybe, just maybe, body cams could shed a little light on what's going on behind closed doors, and what they're really spending our money on, and why they're taking away our freedoms. And it doesn't have to be body cams per se. It could be cameras in all congressional and Senate offices, microphones in all meeting rooms and hallways. It could be all work phones recorded for transparency purposes. So when that lobbyist calls, they have a disincentive to put their interest above ours. It would make them have to actually read and understand the bill that they advocate for. And it would give us an understanding into what's in those bills that we typically don't get. Yes, body cameras on all politicians is something we need to start seriously considering. It would give our republic a chance to survive. And that's the simple truth. Thanks for watching. you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to become a supporting member of Blue Collar Logic, click on the link in the description and give what you can.